This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Welcome back to Farm Factor. Duane is with John Genho of Neogen. He explains the importance of crossbreeding in the cow-calf industry.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas. An opportunity to catch up with John Genho with genomics and talking about genomics with Neogen. And before we get to there, John, let's talk a little bit about crossbreeding. Certainly, it's been around since the beginning of animal husbandry, but in some parts of the country, we've kind of lost some of that philosophy on the heterosis side. Talk a little bit about what the advantages are from a heterosis standpoint from your perspective.
Yeah, so I agree with you. You know, we've known about the benefits of crossbreeding for quite a while, but we've actually seen crossbreeding decrease in recent past. And I think a lot of that is our focus on terminal type of traits, which are more impacted by selection and, and certain breeds perform better than others for terminal type of traits. The real benefit of heterosis is not in terminal traits. It's not in carcass. It's not in feedlot performance so much as maternal traits. It's how long does a cow stay in the herd, what's the probability she's going to breed, what's the probability you're going to have deaths and treatment issues and all of those types of things. So it's longevity, it's fertility, it's health, and ultimately those are the traits that are the most important for economically for commercial cow-calf operators. So I really think that crossbreeding makes the most sense for cow-calf operators, and that's whether it's a big operator or a small operator, it doesn't matter. Heterosis is incredibly important for those producers.
Certainly, I think we've seen some things anecdotally, just on the vigor and doability, I guess I'll call it. We've started to see more guys losing calves once we've already turned out on grass and pastures during the summertime, and it makes you wonder if it isn't some of that vigor that we've lost because of a monoculture type genetic program. Yeah,
I think it's likely that it is. I think foot issues, bag issues, all of those things I think come back to some of the old animal breeding principles of just having more genetic variation in the animals that we have in what's often a harsh environment.
Talk a little bit about a new program that you've got, a new test that Neogen's using that really is custom fit for a commercial producer.
Yeah, so we have a new test we've released. It's in vigor. You'll see it as Identity plus in vigor. The idea is that this is a genomic indicator of heterosis. So it wouldn't be a test that applies to a purebred breeder. It would be for somebody developing commercial heifers. It's a simple add-on test for somebody who's already doing identity testing, or it can be bought as a standalone product. But the idea is that this gives a producer a 1 through 10 score for heterosis, and with a 10 being the best and 1 being having the least amount of heterosis. It doesn't apply to specific traits like our other scores would. So we have a marbling score that's a 1 through 10 for marbling. This would be a 1 through 10 for heterosis that would actually be delivered to somebody who bought the test.
So we talk about why that's important. You'd reference some numbers on a percentage basis on basically stability of a cow in the herd.
Yeah, so what we found when we went out and looked at stability was in a true commercial setting that a 1 point increase was about 4.5 percentage points increase in stability. That means if an animal goes from a 4 to a 5, that their probability that they'll be in the herd at 5 years old, still as a productive cow, goes up by 4.5 percentage points. It goes from 50% to 54.5%, let's say. And to me, that's huge. I mean, we don't have EPDs that have that big of an impact on stability. So this is a big. I think it's a very, very important and a huge number that that this test is able to deliver.
Our thanks to John Genho joining us here, talking about genomics and how they can be utilized on a commercial basis to improve longevity and stability in a cow herd. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Coming up after the break, it's this week's Kansas Soybean Update. Stay with us.